bloody hell, like I know you're an actor and you direct as well. You still love it? I mean, you've had a journey from before I was even born. No, just joking. Before I started.
Easy target.
Hey, Simon.
Hey Wayne, how are you, mate?
I, look, I was in, we're 2021 now. I think 12 months ago, I was in Berlin.
Yeah,
And I was fortunate to be there for the world premiere of High Ground. And it was one of those nights where I was like, oh, okay, I'll go support my friends. You're one of those friends. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I had it was just it was a moment in my life. It was a moment in Berlin just before COVID set in.
mm,
But I understand last week you guys were on country up in the Northern Territory, but up in the northeast Arnhem Land. And
yeah.
how did those screenings go?
They did two screenings, one in Gumbalanya, which is sort of Western Arnhem Land,
Yeah.
and Yirrkala, which is Northeast Arnhem Land. And because we used most of the mob, a lot of mob from Yirrkala and a lot of mob from Gumbalanya. Like most of the community in Gumbalanya were in the film in some way or had some part of it. But they screened it on the local sports field, big blow up screen. Everyone just came from everywhere. People came from miles, and yeah, just kids and dogs and things running around everywhere, and it was really powerful. Like there was a lot of crying. There was a lot of a lot of people were really obviously affected by it and moved by it, and a lot of them had actually been in the movie in the process, which is such a weird sensation. If you're not familiar with making a film, those sort of bitsy pieces that you do, and then when you finally see the thing completed and you go, oh right, context.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
Yeah, yeah. I think it went really well. There's a lot of people. Jacob Jr. Nigel, the young fella that's in the movie that plays
I
Gutschuk.
think I met him in Berlin too. I think he was
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
sweetheart. He said that his grandmother nearly had a heart attack when she saw him on the screen. Like she just couldn't. I mean, here he was. He was a ranger, on country ranger, and 2 days later he's cast in that movie.
That's funny because I mean I remember at the time he sort of came in and whilst you were shooting it at the time as well.
Yeah,
Yeah. So what a journey that he's had.
yeah.
I
Bit
think
of a mind blower.
yeah, because I think our films too, Simon, have sort of followed each other with Adelaide and Brisbane and
Yeah.
Sydney, and so I've seen him at a couple of events and
And there's a reference to your colour in your film where the Page brothers go back there
yeah.
and spend time. And I think actually Widiana Marika is plays the grandfather in our film, and I think it might have been his sister
Yeah.
interviewed in your
Yeah.
film.
I mean, Bundak was obviously they're such a big family in that area, and Widiana, yeah, is such an amazing man, and so wonderful in your film. And just to share these type of stories is great. Bloody hell, like I know you're an actor and you direct as well. I mean, do you still love it? I mean, you've had a journey from before I was even born. No, just joking. Before I started.
Easy target.
Easy, easy. But do you still love it, Simon?
I used to, I thought I had fallen out of love with it.
Yeah.
And then you just happen to have a fantastic experience and you go, oh, okay. I found, there's that thing of getting too close to the work and then getting a bit of distance. And then when you come back, it's like, oh, actually, I'm enjoying this again.
And for you, Simon, like to do a film like Breath, a Tim Whitten book, and to direct and act in that, and then to do and then to do a blackfella film, like being a part of this country as well, and doing an Indigenous story from up that way. What does that mean for you, like as an artist or as an individual, as a father,
There's so much work that I had done over the years that I was a jobbing actor that I had to work to provide for a family.
Yeah.
And there was artistic compromises all over the place because I needed to keep, you know, the wolves from the door.
Yeah.
But I'm a little longer in the tooth now, and I you know, I want to live in Australia, and I want to make films that mean something.
Yeah.
I want to make films that can still entertain, but, you know, not unlike Firestarter or the Bangarra Dance Company. I want to make films that will open people up a bit more, either challenge them, confront them a bit, but open them up and use that you know, the skills that we have learned over the years of doing this, use that in a pretty constructive way, because, you know, I've had enormous privilege in my life. I came back from living in the States for 20 years, and I went to the Garma Festival. After I'd finished Breath, I went to the Garma Festival, right? And it was just a coincidence that I ended up there, right? A friend just said, "Oh, I'm going to go to this festival." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in." I just finished the movie. I was like, "Sure, I'm in." And I went up, and I was very moved by the culture, and the Uluru Statement from the Heart had just come down in May. I can't believe that you know, it was 2017. In 2017, we cannot see in this country, cannot see how important and how rich and how deep this culture is, and how fortunate we are for it to have existed here for as long. And the fact that it is still intact and it still runs through, you know, your blood, and through story, and through, you know, Mother Earth and Father Sky, and we just kind of don't really pay any attention to it. So I don't know. So this film came along. I was like, yeah, well, of course I'm going to do that. I'm not going to not have the opportunity to do that film. So you getting involved in this, what did you have a genuine interest from the very beginning? Were you like,
I've been involved. Yeah, no, sort of knew that there was a beautiful story to be told, and also I wanted to share. I just knew where the story might lie. And I'd met all the three brothers and all the family of Bangarra. You know, when I got to Sydney in '99, 2000, and was just, you know, they were at the pinnacle. As I said, they were the spear point, and you know, it was just inspirational to look up to someone, a positive role models or a positive company, male and female, that were doing things that were just really, you know, being a part of culture and expressing their culture and being very proud of it, and being proud Black people. And growing up in Queensland, if it wasn't for your own community or family, you didn't really have that. So to have, you know, people like Bangarra or Uncle Charlie Perkins or Tracy Moffat or Michael Riley, it was fantastic. And and then being involved with brothers in different ways, and a member of the Bangarra family. Also, you know, with a family comes a heartache and loss, and also sacrifice, but also those joyful celebrations. And when you have a family, there are impediments or obstacles along the way. So to sort of try to encapsulate that was sort of a thing, but I just wanted to be a part of it because I was so proud, really. The artifice or the detail of making a good film, like maybe was second or third or fourth on the list, and it sort of got me back to how I started to make film, because I was proud of the product, and I wasn't thinking about anyone else, and I wasn't thinking about me. I was just thinking about sharing a story that I thought that that made me want to get up and breathe and live. So I wanted to share that with other people too, and to share it with this country, really. And primarily, you know, if it goes overseas and all that, that's beautiful. But I think this country needs healing, and through films like High Ground and Firestarter. And you know what, Simon, they're only films, but it's a beginning.
Yeah, they're only films, mate, but they have the power to connect with people. People just have to go and see them. And, you know, like I said to you, I watched a link on a TV screen with a watermark across everyone's face, basically, and I was dying to see it. I'm dying to go and see it in the cinema, because what's beautiful about it and what you've done artistically in it and I'm sure it's intentional, but it feels so beautifully and subtle, is that there's a fluidity to the documentary that is reminiscent of of the dancing styles that you see. So it sort of gracefully unfolds and becomes something. You know, like a lot of the dance sequences in it, where you're seeing these sort of metamorphoses happening, the film sequences, but the story evolves like that too. It's sort of, you know, it's beautiful. It's like, it's really, really nicely told story, and gentle. It's heartbreaking, but it's also inspiring. Like, there was a number of times that I got goosebumps where I was just like, whoa. And then also to see the footage of those three brothers and the joy together, like how fun, like obviously a lot of pain, and a lot of trauma there, intergenerationally. But the thing that still blows my mind is the humor and the joy and the spirit that they all carried all the time, you know?
No, yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for that. I mean, you know, that's part of the documentary as well, to see that sort of heartbeat of the company. And, you know,
And some of the interviews with, like the interview with Stephen, there's one or two interviews with Stephen. There's a bit of footage with him on the Andrew Denton show.
Yeah.
That is incredibly, he's so honest and beautiful in the way he talks. And then there's an interview later on that you do with him, and I'm like, wow, this is so open. Like, this guy's just opened up, and you were able to make him feel comfortable. And I felt really privileged to see that. I was like, wow, not many people would open like that, given what they've been through.
Yeah. I mean, Stephen is, you know, we're all protective. I mean, you know, to be, you know, to be where he's come from, and, you know, to be at the pinnacle. And sometimes it's really hard. He's, you know, sort of protective. But to open up like that was so beautiful and special. And, you know, and to share it and to have his permission too, because he watched the film as well a couple of times, and we had a big old laugh when he watched it, and then we had a little bit of a cry, you know, but he wants to share it. So that's very lovely. And, you know, so yeah, no, Simon.
Congratulations. Like I said, it's the number one. It's on my list, first of all, when this bunch of Australian films come out to go and see in the cinema, because I want to see that and hear the sound, and not on the television. Like, it's going to come to life. And I really enjoyed it, mate. And I'm glad you did it. And I can't wait to go and see another, you know, a Bangarra show.
So much coming from you, Simon. And you know, like, you know what, for me, I can't wait to show my cousins and family up from Queensland high ground. You know, my sister's a big Australian film girl because of me now in Townsville. And she rang me up, I watched The Dry, and I said, oh, I loved it, Eric Bana. I can't wait. I watched this, and I watched Rams, I watched Jeremy Sims, Michael Caine, Sam Neill. I can't wait to show high ground. I just can't wait. And her and my beautiful brother-in-law, I just can't wait to share that film.
Yeah. Well, cheers, mate. Great to talk to you, as always. I might see you when you're up here.
I'll give you a text.
Okay. Cheers, mate. Take care.
So I've heard some stories about me.
Tell me your secrets.
You think you're gonna get the truth in a town like this?
Go! Good boy!
Whatever made you think you could change who you are?
It was time to have a black company in Australia.
I'm here.